Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
The self-hatred is, and again, this shit has been going on for generations. That level of self-hatred, which has been bred into them, you know, and going back to when I was growing up with the paper bag test, you know, you too dark or you too light, and all of that bullshit that we still continue to do, you know, or the you know the light-skinned Negroes is different from us dark-skinned. We're still doing house and field. We're still doing house and field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know what, Rodney?
Yes, sir.
I think that the reason why we're still in the same position and the reason why we're still talking about the same things, I never put that on the majority and the masses of black folks, because I really don't believe that they are the problem. I think the problem is, and it's always been with us, is the people that we give the microphone to, or the people that we want to represent us, or the people that we listening to. That's more of the problem than anything. Because these people, we've already determined, like all intelligent black people have determined, if you got any sense, what the solution to our problem is. If you got any sense, you already know. Why haven't we taken any steps toward doing that? And why we keep talking about the same bullshit over and over and over, year after year, day after day, all the time? Why? I don't think that it's a mistake. I really don't. I think it's calculated.
I don't think so. Yeah, for sure. Totally.
To keep us running in the same place like a fucking hamster on a wheel.
There you go. Exactly. There you go. 100%.
It's intentional. It's purposeful. There ain't no mistake. It's like I'm having the same arguments with Negroes. Like, and my thing is, I'm at the point now where I'm not debating black folks no more. No. If you don't agree with me, or if you think that I'm out off the wall and crazy, then you do your thing and I'll do mine. I'm not going to convince you. I'm not going to debate with you. You do you. And let me do me. The only time we're going to have a problem is when you're going to get in the way of me doing me.
Right, and that's it. But other than that,
so I don't even engage in debates with people no more.
Right.
You want to talk that, like they want to, and that's why I check them all the time. Whenever you start talking about just going to Africa, I don't want to go to Africa. Now, that nigga, who told you I wanted you to go?
Basically. Like you got a gun.
Who told you I wanted you to go? I want you to stay right where the fuck you are. You think I want your energy anywhere around anything that I'm trying to do?
Nope.
Because I'm tired. I'm just getting tired of it. As much as they get tired of hearing me say what I say, I'm doubly tired of hearing you saying what you're saying. I'm tired of niggas living here in this place trying to make it seem as if they playing 3D chess with the white man. You moving the chess pieces around and all this stuff. Yeah, this is what we got to do. And you ain't got accomplished not a goddamn thing collectively.
But I do agree with you, though. It's definitely calculated. You know what I'm saying? It just prevents, you know, just like you said, why we keep spinning our heels, you know, spinning our wheels, I say, and not get anywhere. You know, every time we try to make a step forward, we get delayed. We get deluged by these fucking assholes. You understand?
Yeah. And I'm at the point in my life where I'm focused like a goddamn laser, man. I don't concentrate on social issues and things like this. I don't concentrate on these celebrities and all this bullshit. Like, you very rarely hear me talk about celebrities.
For sure.
Rarely, if at all. Because to me, because it's like it's truly just distractions. It's just stuff to give somebody something to have a show about or talk about. It's not really about anything constructive. It's not about anything solution oriented. Because I know where the vibe is because I stick my little thermometer in there with my post. When I talk about some shit that's worth talking about, it gets 0 to no attention.
Of course.
If I talk about something that has to do, it either has to strike a nerve with somebody like this post did, or it has to be about some current events, or it has to be about something so that Negroes can just express their current event opinion.
Right.
It gives them something that they can talk about.
Exactly.
Then they get excited. Then they want to talk.
Right.
Then they want to like build and all this other. But when it comes down to like solution oriented stuff where I'm actually getting into nuts and bolts, nobody pays no attention to that.
They don't care.
That's what the vast majority of my material is.
But that requires work. And see, the pool is shallow now. It's willful ignorance at this point. And I want to talk, but you ask me, wait a minute, you mean I actually have to work? You mean I actually have to pick up a shovel? It's like, and why I get so, passionate about the mental health thing is I deal with mental health issues. I'm finally in my life at a point where I'm ready to pick up the damn shovel and actually do the work.
Okay.
And it's hard to get to that point, and it's scary to get to that point. But once you get to the point, just pick up the damn shovel, and shit gets a little bit, I ain't going to say easier, but it's clear now where the path is. The path is still scary and still going to be bumps and all the other shit, but at least now you know the path. And the majority of us don't want to pick up the fucking shovel. And do the work. We want to talk about it. The people say, the hardest part is admitting that. No, the hardest part isn't admitting you have a fucking problem. It's real easy to talk about the damn problem. The hardest part is doing something about it. The hardest part is picking up the fucking shovel.
Yep.
I'm glad you said that because that is the 100% truth.
It is
100% true.
It is
Because if you notice, at any point, no matter what you're doing, I don't care whether you're studying, playing marbles.
Right.
You can study that shit all day long. At some point, you're never going to really understand it until you jump in and actually do it.
Right.
And that's everything. Everything. You can study a book on martial arts. You can learn, well, you put your right hand up to do it, but you don't really know anything until you get into a fucking fight.
Right.
At least spar.
This is true.
But that's the problem. It's like these niggas, like I said, Negroes don't want solutions. They want show topics.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what it is, man. Sadly. How many times have I been on the air with you and we talk about this stuff and what do I say? They don't want to do the work.
No.
They're scared.
They don't even disagree with me. They just want to stop what I'm saying because they know that if I keep saying what I'm saying, it's going to lead to some action. You're going to have to do something. Because you can't keep talking about the white man this, the white man that, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, 24/7.
Same old bullshit. Exactly.
You know what I say? Say? I was having a conversation with my brother, and we were talking because he works with youth.
Okay.
And I say, I've talked to youth too, and you know what my message is? It's probably a radical message that probably would get me kicked out of any school if I was a teacher. But I tell them the truth.
Right.
Nobody cares about you. Nobody gives a fuck about you. So you better start giving a fuck about yourself.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it can be your parents' fault, and this fault, and that fault. This one didn't do that, blah, 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 blah. Hey, listen, nobody gives a shit, dude. No. I'm letting you know this right now. Nobody cares.
Exactly.
So in light of this information, what are you going to do?
Yep. Right.
Are you going to crawl up into the fetal position and die?
Yep.
Are you going to cry until somebody cares about your tears? Are you going to say, fuck that, what do I want to do to make my life the way that I want my life to be?
Exactly.
And how are you going to go about the process of doing it? Because at the end of the day, you are responsible for your life. You are responsible for the decisions that you make. And when you make them, and whatever the results of those decisions are, don't fucking blame your parents. Don't blame your girl. Don't blame your brother or your sister. Blame your goddamn self.
That's it. That's it.
I'll be fired the first day.
Nope. But you know what, Hollip? That is such a hard place, yet an easy place to get to. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard place to get to because it requires you to have some internal conversations and face some shit about yourself. Okay? Yeah. Accept some shit about yourself and make peace with whatever it is that's inside you. But it's easy because once you accept the reality, all that's left is the work, and now it's easy because shit, the work, fuck. I done went through the hardest part. I done faced me. I done had a conversation with me. I don't want to have a conversation with me. I don't want to talk to me about the shit that's going on with me and you know, whether it was a poor childhood or whatever, at a certain point, I got to make peace with that shit or accept it or whatever phraseology you choose to use, right? And say, yes, that impacted me and it turned me, it helped shape who I am, but now what am I going to do with all of that?
That's the thing.
Exactly.
What are you going to do? At the end of the day, that's why I love one of my favorite movies. I don't know if you've ever seen, you probably have, is Good Will Hunting.
Okay.
I love that fucking movie.
I haven't seen it.
Matt Damon and what's his name?
Ben Affleck. Robert Williams.
Ben Affleck wrote that movie.
Okay.
And I think personally, in my opinion, it's probably the most well-written movie ever. Ever.
Really?
I love that movie. Because, I don't know if you remember, Matt Damon's character was like a genius.
Okay.
And he was like a math genius. And he was just really, and nobody really knew where it came from because it wasn't like he was schooled. He just said, like in the part in the movie, the girl said, "Why do you know this stuff?" It's like this stuff is really hard. He says, it's like I just know how to play. It's like if you look, he said if he tried to say Beethoven or one of those classical artists, you put a piano in front of them and it just makes sense to them.
Right. Okay.
He said that's how it is with math. He says I just know how to play.
Right.
So what he would do, people wanted to take advantage of him and use his talent for their own needs, and was trying to get him, to basically toe the line. They were trying to bring him in from being a rebel to being, more on a mainstream line. So they would get him psychiatrists and stuff, and he would destroy the psychiatrists. Like every psychiatrist he would come across, they end up walking out of the room and leaving like, I ain't fucking with this kid, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And so he got with the Robin Williams character. And the Robin Williams character was the first guy who ever actually was able to check him. And how he would check him is, he never challenged his intellect. What he said was, you're smart. You can do anything in the world. What do you want to do? And he said, you got a smart answer for everybody, but I ask you a simple question, and you can't answer. Why? Because you don't know.
Yep.
So you see what he did to him? He never challenged his intellect. He said, no, you're smart.
No.
How come you don't know what you want to do? How come you can't make a move? How come you have a girl who loves you, but you don't want to deal with her because you think, well, if I love her, she going to cheat on me. He said you can see every negative outcome down the line. So you're basically stagnant. You don't move at all, or you drive people away from you so you don't have to deal with it.
Right. Yep.
He was just hitting them with truth.
Exactly. Dang,
and that's the thing, man. It's like all the people always, and that's why I love the way that movie was written, because it wasn't so obvious. Like nobody really, anybody, when you talk about people in the world, ever just gives you the straight up deal. Very rarely.
Right.
What they give you is a version of what they want you to know about them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They want to present. It's like a mask that we wear for the world. This is how I want to be perceived by people, but it's never really accurate.
Yeah. No, that's the representative. Everybody wants to put their best foot forward.
And everybody has one. If you say you don't have one, you're full of shit.
You're lying. You're fucking lying. Exactly.
Because I know I have one. I'm not. It's like you have to be able to, like Chandler said, you have to have these conversations with yourself. One of the things that I do all the time, because it's the only way that, like, I don't feel comfortable going into a debate with somebody if I don't know what it is that I'm debating.
Okay.
I have to challenge my thoughts and my beliefs more than any opponent can. I have to do that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So when I'm coming to a debate, or if I can express myself about what I believe in, you best believe that's a conversation that I've had multiple times.
Okay.
And it wasn't with somebody else. It was more than likely with me.
Right, yeah.
Like, why do you believe this, Mark? Like, what's the reason why? Because if you get information that comes counter to what you believe in, then you got to make some adjustments.
Exactly.
Or not. Or you can just ignore it and be dogmatic.
Right.
Which is what most people do. They may challenge themselves maybe once, maybe. My position is, and Ultimatic said this one time, and I didn't believe it when he said it. I thought it was impossible. But now that I've grown and now that I've experienced life, I understand exactly what he was saying. He said that most people in their lifetime had never had a thought. And I said, wait a minute, there's no way that's possible.
Yeah, right.
Now I understand exactly what he was talking about. And he's right. Most people have not had a thought.
Wow. Because that requires honesty of self, and being honest with yourself is the hardest thing in the world to do because that shit is scary. Because what if it turns out that I'm not who I thought I was? What if it turns out that I'm full of shit? What if it turns out that I'm not this big tough guy, but I'm scared of everything? What if you understand what I'm saying? What if it turns out that I've been wrong this entire time? What do I do then?
And that's the thing. I think that's the part that scares them more than anything. It's like they're not so, like you said, admitting something isn't the problem. The problem is, what do you do after you admit it?
Right.
And I think that's what people are scared of.
Yeah. I know I am. Shit. I'll be honest. There's a lot of shit that I'm afraid of.
I have to know. Like, listen, I've been very public with a lot of my bullshit stuff. Because I said before, like, I would consider myself a cerebral person, and I consider myself a person who's into socioeconomic, cultural type material. Like, that's majority of my content. But let a fat ass come along, and if I'm talking to you, Rodney, I might forget anything we talking about.
Right.
I'm real with that.
Exactly.
I'm not a hypocrite.
You can't compare to the status right here. Legendary worldwide, we can battle right here. Listen, Junior, I'ma tear back your wig. This ain't TV, but I'll show you what a fear factor is. Stop grilling me, and all that fronting is killing me. You leave me no choice but to hurt your feelings, G. About to slap rappers around and bruise the game.